Hi, I'm Lola Aneke and I welcome you to Speak Dial on Finding Out with Special Needs. It's still Better Speech and Hearing Month according to Asha. Therefore, I'll be talking to us a lot about topics that are related to speech, language, and communication difficulties. You know how easy it is for us to see our friends and say hello to them and they say hi to us, or you just want to dodge away from a friend that you've not seen in a long time and you feel guilty about not being able to call or shout out to them. And you know how you're angry with someone, you give that look and the person understands and not want to come near you. Another good example is when we're younger, we go to parties and maybe your parent had told you not to eat at the party or not to eat at their friend's house, and then you get there and the chicken looking so delicious, you want to have it. There's this look your parent gives to you and you understand that I dare not go near that food. All of these things are not the realities of children living with autism, Down syndrome, or children who have non-verbal learning disabilities. Therefore, our topic for today that I'll be discussing with us, strategies for improving social language skills in children with disabilities. Now, pragmatic language skills, also known as social language skills, are the skills that we use in interacting with friends and neighbors from day to day. So we do actually have the skills, and the thing about it is that most times we don't even realize we have those skills. So skills like asking questions like how are you, how we say the things we say, using gesture, using facial expression, using touch, just like I explained earlier on, are those skills known as pragmatic language skills or social language skills. You know, those skills are the skills we use when we're expressing our feelings, our ideas, our thoughts, and all of that. Now, for children with autism and Down syndrome and learning disabilities, these skills do not come to them naturally. They might not know how to interpret these skills or how to use them. And I will give you some examples of these skills. One example of pragmatic language skills is conversational skills. Most times these children do not understand the act of listening and speaking. You know what, interverbal skills that involve you talking to someone and the person responding to you without interrupting your conversation. Another is the ability to ask and give information. You know, there are times that we find ourselves in a situation where you're going somewhere and you're not sure about the place, and you go, hello, do you live around here? And the person responds to you and you say, well, I'm trying to find Fifth Avenue, and then the person responds back to you. These are not realities of children with communication disorders or disabilities, such as children with autism and Down syndrome or learning disabilities. Another good example is of pragmatic language skill is ability to take turns, you know, knowing that it's my turn to do this and then it's another person's turn to do a particular activity. Another example of pragmatic skill is giving eye contact when we're talking. You know, there's something about saying hello to someone and looking at that person to show that you are really talking to that person, or giving the body language of I'm not interested, no, or yes, I'm happy. You know, these are some examples of pragmatic language skills. The social space we give to people when we meet them, the personal space are good examples. Our intonation of our voices when we are happy or sad, you know, those intonations, you know, when you're excited, you know, hi, hello, you know, those are some of the examples of pragmatic skills. The way we gain attention of people, you know, when you see someone, you're like some of those things that you do non-verbally to gain attention of people, or the way you sometimes use your sense of humor, are also some examples of pragmatic language skills. Now, because these children with autism and Down syndrome do not have the skills to use this pragmatic language skills, or they don't have the strategy to use this pragmatic language skills, it is left to us to teach them the skills and how to use it as parents, as inclusive educators. Therefore, we share with us 3 strategies, very simple strategies we can use to teach children with a pragmatic language disorder or deficit. I'll be teaching us some skills. The first skill is to use pictures. use a lot of visuals. So for example, if I were to teach a child on conversational skills, for example, talk about skills, I could have heaps of pink cards this like this, and have another heap of green cards, and then we can sit up opposite each other. She's on the other side and I'm on this side. I could have the green cards placed, piles of green cards placed right in front of the child, and I have my pink cards piled in front of me. And then when it's time for me to speak, I pick up my card and say hello. Once I drop the card, the child picks his own card and says hi. And then I say, my name is Lola, what's your name? And then I drop it. The child picks, my name is Shade, I'm happy to meet you. And then I pick my own and say, I'm happy to meet you too. So that's those cues you give to the child, as per whenever I drop the card, it's time for you to speak. Whenever you drop the card, it's time for me to speak. Are good ways of using visual clues. And another good strategy to use is to role model. Role model means you are being like a good example for the child to see the behavior you want him to display. So for example, turn taking, you might want to show the child how to take turn, or find someone who the child looks up to show the child how to take turns, when performing an activity. Or you could have role play. You could get someone. So if, for example, our aim or our objective for that particular period is for that child to give personal space when he's talking to someone, you might just want to role play by having somebody come towards you and then keeping a distance, and then you also go to the person and then you have a conversation, so that the child will understand that giving personal space to individuals when speaking to them is a very good social language skill. A third strategy I'll be sharing with us is the use of social stories. Social stories are proven to be very useful to this children. It's actually a research and evidence-based strategy, and the best way to use it is by telling a story about what you want to achieve with the child. So for example, you wanted the child to, let's use turn taking for example, or a very good example is conversational skills. Let's use conversational skills. Maybe you want this child to be able to tell the parents about how his or her day went. So you might want to write a little story, short story, straight to the point, and say, Shade got back to school on a very sunny afternoon, on a very sunny Wednesday afternoon, and Shade saw his mom and said, "Good afternoon, mommy," and Shade's mom said, "Good afternoon," back to Shade, and she asked, "How was your day?" And Shade responded, "My day was fine." In that story, you've seen that the child got back from school. You see that he's saying good morning, good afternoon to the mom, and then the mom is saying good afternoon to the child, and then the child is saying, the mom is also asking how your day went, and the child is responding. So it's very important for us to understand that pragmatic language skills are deficit for children with autism, Down syndrome, and learning disabilities, and it's good for us to understand what these things are, and I've explained to you. So I'll quickly do a quick recap. I said to us that social language skills, also known as pragmatic language skills, are the skills that we use every day to interact with others. Now, good examples of social language skills are conversational skills, turn-taking skills, using eye contact, body language, facial expression, personal space, our intonation, the strategy for gaining attention, and using humor, just to name a few. And then the strategies I share with you in teaching these children involve use of visuals, use of role model and role play, and also social stories. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you'll be able to use this skill to help our children in your classroom, even in your homes, to help them develop better pragmatic language skills. Thank you and have a good one.